love. It's quite a force, isn't it? Well, I can't really speak from experience because, well, I seem loved, but I don't seem lovable. Could be a number of things: my anxiety, my depression, the way I carry myself. Hell, it could even be the fact that I'm a very blunt, candid person. But despite that, I've been told many times that I'm a great guy. But here's the thing. When you hear that as much as I have, it starts to lose its meaning. And it's just gotten to the point now where I've gotten numb. And it just led me to think, what's the point? Why should I bother? Why should I bother looking through this sea of vanity and lack of respect for this one person that might be worth asking out? Because of a fucking phone can do the job of getting the attention of somebody better than some decent conversation. It's not worth it. And it's not that I'm not worth their time. It's that they aren't worth my time. My time is too precious trying to talk to somebody who would rather develop a hunch in their back, looking down at their phones, than have the decency to show me some respect. I'm not wasting my time putting in the effort trying to talk to somebody who's got an attention span less than a goldfish.
I got so many things to tell you. I just don't know even how to start with. Are you okay? Oh, good. Please let me know if you're not. You're probably thinking why I do things like this. I think it's because I'm a Leo. But my shrink, he thinks I'm pathologically rebellious and self-destructive. I'm not self-destructive, right? Oh, I know you wouldn't, because you're the only person in the whole world that really understands me. I want to love you like nobody else ever loved you. Come shine, comes rain, happy together, unhappy together, we won't be fine. Second lead? I never got a part and here I'm second lead? And what did it say? No, Marsha, it's wonderful. No, we are so proud of you. And then he starts lecturing me why I haven't tried for Emily? Now you understand me, right, Jerry? Now you understand me, right? My doctor said I should not get excited. That's the best I've ever done in so long. Nice. You want some? You want some? It's good, huh? It's good.
It's that thing when you're with someone and you love them and they know it and they love you and you know it, but it's a party and you're both talking to other people and you're laughing and shining, and then you look across the room and you catch each other's eyes, but not because it's not because it's possessive or like sexual, but because that's your person. That's your person in this life. And I mean, it's funny. It's sad, but only because this life will end. And it's this It's just a secret world that exists right there in public. It just goes unnoticed by everyone else. It's sort of like how they say that there are all these dimensions that exist all around us, but like we don't have the ability to perceive them. That's what I want in a relationship. Or just life, I guess.
Oh yes, I took your advice. I was much more assertive with this agent. I initiated the handshake, I maintained eye contact, I even spoke of my accomplishments more boldly. I did a monologue and 2 commercials, and I was focused, centered, emotionally connected. Well, afterwards she sat me down and she told me that she thought I was very talented and that I had a beautiful face, and she thought she could get me a lot of work. But then she looked at me and she said, "Get anorexic." Anorexic! Not drop 10 pounds, not tone up. Get anorexic. I mean, do you realize that anorexia is a life-threatening disease? So I looked at her and I said, "Well, why don't you call me when you get cancer?" So I picked up my things and I walked out of there. You know, I don't think assertiveness is my problem.
Dear Broadway, my name is Kyle Sugarman. It is such a pleasure to meet you. I am currently a sophomore at Harold Ferguson High School, just outside of Fort Collins, Colorado, home of the mighty Panthers. I am an honor student, I have a 3.6, and I am also the playwright of my enclosed play that I'm enclosing here to send to you. The name of my play is Spacebar. I am basically positive that you will find Spacebar to be the best play you have ever read. Spacebar is a story about humanity. I am 16, and I don't have an agent yet, but I ask that you please consider Spacebar like it was written by some of my favorite playwrights that do have incredible agents, like Neil LaBute or Shakespeare. My drama teacher, Mr. Ramirez, told me that I should include a brief description of my play in the cover letter, which is what I'm about to do after this colon. Okay, let me clear something up right off the bat. Spacebar is not about the space key on the computer keyboard. No, Spacebar is about a bar in outer space. And it takes place in the year 9003. That's right, Broadway, it's set in the future. Now, you may be wondering how I, Kyle Sugarman, would know what the world will be like in the year 9003. And to tell you the truth, I don't. And that is definitely something Mr. Ramirez and I wrestled with. That's why I decided, and Mr. Ramirez agreed, that it would be a good idea to set Spacebar at a specific time in the way future. A time that will make this play completely producible for the next roughly 7,000 years. Now, I'm not bragging or anything. I mean, Sophocles wrote 2,000 years ago and we're still doing his dumbass boring plays. I have attached my business card, Kyle Sugarman, playwriter. I've given you my home phone. If a woman answers, it's just my secretary. JK Broadway, it's my mom. So yeah, take a look when you have a chance, give it a little look-see, and I'll just be here in Fort Collins, Colorado, waiting. Sincerely and best, Kyle Sugarman. P.S. Spacebar is copyrighted, so don't try any funny business.
What if I'm a one-book wonder? What if I'm not even really a writer at all? Everything I have tried to write, all these weeks, just waiting for the book to come out, I don't know, I've got to come up with something bigger than myself, you know, something outside of myself. I've got to get out of the suburbs. I need to get away from people my own age. It is hell being the voice of a generation. I mean, so I blew the lid off bulimia in the suburbs. Whoopee. Big news, right? But what do I do for an encore? Everything I think of just seems so small, so puny. My whole world, you know, disaffected youth, disaffected parents, drugs and sex in the family room, mother drinks, father cheats, you name it. I have told all of it, crammed everything that I know into a mere 186 pages, and that is including title pages and a really large edition typeface that, frankly, I find really embarrassing. It's pathetic. I looted my diaries for tasty morsels, my frenzied, angst-ridden adolescent jottings. I stole whole chunks. But the truth is, I'm not angry anymore. I mean, I'm in treatment, okay? And I moved to Chelsea, and, you know, what do I do now? You know, I've done my parents, I've done my family. I'm not angry with them anymore. Fuck them. I write all day. Allegedly. I don't go anywhere, I don't see anyone because I am allegedly writing all day. My boyfriend is a lawyer. Need I say more? My friends are in exactly the same position that I am. My life, I have no life. Every single quasi idea that pops into my head it just seems so banal, so television. So, I spend my days writing alleged stories about creatively paralyzed women in their 20s living in cramped but cozy Chelsea apartments. You were lucky. You had all that cultural Jewish stuff to pull off of, that culture, that first generation American experience. Nothing that I have experienced could ever come anywhere near that. What do I have? WASP culture? That's like no culture at all.